Yo, this hoodie took forever to get here because it came from Australia. Even at the beginning of August, people are gonna see me in this hoodie. I just want you to know that. Hey you guys, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. I'm back on camera this week because you guys said that you wanted an unpopular opinions video. And why would I do a voiceover when these are my opinions? I stand on what I say. All right, I mean what I say and I say what I mean. So I might as well look you in the eye when saying it. And as you can see from the thumbnail, I've got quite a few opinions, okay? But before we get into that, make sure that you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, okay? Help me help you. But to do that, you're gonna have to click on that notification bell so that you don't miss my next upload. My name is Tandy. Now let's get into it. This is literally my second time filming this because the first time I filmed this, I filmed it at night and I live near a body of water, like a pond. I guess it's a pond, a lake, I don't know. And there were frogs in the background. I'm gonna try to insert a clip a little bit just so you can hear, like, there's frogs in the background. Ooh. We couldn't have that. And also, my BBL Drizzy hoodie came in, okay? And I needed to show you guys this because this is how invested I am. I feel so lame, but this is how invested I am in the BBL Drizzy song. Like, it literally plays in my head rent-free. So with that being said, my first unpopular opinion is clearly I'm not tired of playing They Not Like Us. Plays in my head rent-free just as much as BBL Drizzy. Y'all see, I even had to come equipped with the hair clips because that's how dedicated I am, okay? Anyway, I hope that you guys can find some humor in all of this. It's really not that serious. But I did see a clip where Steph Curry was like, oh, I'm so tired of hearing that song. Yeah, whatever. The rest of us are, okay? Maybe you're tired of hearing that song because you not like us either? Is that what it is, Steph? Is that an unpopular opinion? Probably. I don't know. But let's get into some more unpopular opinions. Y'all know how this goes. I'm going to be reading them straight off my phone. We need to talk about male BBLs. I personally am not here for the male BBLs. I'm not here for the male plastic surgery. I personally don't believe that anybody needs plastic surgery. But if that's something that you want to do with your life, that is on you. I get it. That's your prerogative. When it comes to men, I think it says a lot about the man. I think it says that they are lazy. Like, why can't you get in the gym and do it? Just like all the other men who have. For women, I feel like, and again, this is a double standard, I know, but this is just how I feel. It's my unpopular opinion. I can understand why women want to go the lazy route, but for a man, I just think it just, men are wired to be, you know, these, the hunters, right? So how can you be a hunter and you're over here worried about your faja snapping or your faja breaking? Like, oh my gosh, I can't move like that because I got to put on my faja. Like, that just sounds crazy. I am not here for the male BBLs. Comment down below how you feel about male BBLs. I'm also not here for the male wigs either. Now, don't get me wrong. The talent, some of y'all barbers, unmatched because y'all be making some of these men go from drab to fab in 2.5, and I'm here for the art aspect of it. But do I want my man to wear the new lace front toupee? I don't think I do. I really don't want my man to have no Beijing either. Honestly, I like a bald head. Oh my God! Wow! Quiet as it's kept. Your girl likes a bald head, okay? If you are just losing all of the BBL Drizzy hair realness, just shave it off. There are women out there like myself who love a good bald head, okay? Embrace that, king. Embrace it. So the next one that I have is, just because you can relate doesn't mean it applies. Stop self-diagnosing yourself with all these different mental health disorders and diseases. Like, it's weird. Like, I can understand wanting to understand yourself more, become more self-aware, right? I can understand that, but to go as so far as to say, oh, I am neurodivergent, I have ADHD, I'm bipolar, or whatever, insert narrative here, right? I think that it is weird for you to self-diagnose. I can understand you wanting to understand more about yourself. And I can also understand not being able to afford healthcare and the stupid healthcare system that exists in the United States specifically. But you're not a doctor. Okay? Don't be making doctor decisions. That's all I'm trying to say. And if you truly do believe that you have these ailments, illnesses, that would definitely mean that you need some medical help. So get the treatment that you deserve. Okay, now my next unpopular opinion is that not everything deserves to be content. I am so tired of seeing people just overshare literally everything about themselves. How is that a smart thing to do? You feel me? Let me cut. Like, for example, I see women who put their children online or put, oh, my baby daddy is this, my baby daddy did that, or I slept with her man, I took your husband. Like, why would you say that out loud? It's weird to me that you would put that type of information on the internet.
9 days. 9 days Shawty had her nursing license. It only took her 9 days to fuck around and find out. Imagine going to nursing school for 2 years to become an RN, late night studying, clinical, quizzes, tests. Then you start to pass the NCLEX and you have to study hella hard for that. You're issued your nursing license, you get a job at a hospital, you're flourishing, everything is good, you're making good money. You then have a patient, and the patient is somebody you've known since you were 5 years old. You guys had some prior beef or something that caused you to not like her, not really sure, but you expose her my chart on your close friends. Word gets back to her. Not only does she beat you in the hospital that you work at while your coworkers watch, but you then lose your license because it's a HIPAA violation. Imagine that. Like, I just don't understand why y'all don't understand that everything doesn't need to be on social media.
The internet is a public place. And we've talked about that in another video as well about internet etiquette. I'll leave it linked up here and possibly down in the description box as well for you to watch if you haven't. A lot of people are breaking the rules of the internet. The unspoken rules of the internet, that is. Not everything needs to be content. What happens if that child grows up and didn't want their business out there on the internet? Or what happens if that situation, you're going through a rough time right now, bad baby, and then you end up taking that person back. Now all the public remembers is all the negative stuff that you said about this person.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
I don't know. Like, on one hand, I get the relatability factor and wanting to connect with your audience, right? I get that. But then on the other hand, I don't think people take into consideration that when you put yourself out there on the internet intentionally, I want to keep adding because let's be honest, the internet is the internet. If you want to find something about somebody, you probably can because it's the internet. But when you intentionally put yourself out there, put all your business out there, you're literally opening up the floodgates for people's thoughts, opinions, and think pieces on what you should and shouldn't do with your life. And most of the time, none of us want to hear that. I know I personally don't. People are saying the quiet part out loud. Like, they are letting their inner thoughts win.
I don't like that.
Like, seek a therapist. Honestly, it's probably the best thing that you can do for yourself. You need mental help if you are one of those type of people. I said what I said.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Now, my next unpopular opinion is, oh boy, we got to talk about Airbnbs, okay? Because the fees on these Airbnbs, why am I paying your Airbnb service fee? That is an operating expense that you as a business owner are supposed to take on, not your guests. I mean, think about it. You don't go to a hotel, swipe your card, and then you look at your itemized receipt and it says,
oh, we're going to charge you to run this place.
And if they do, it is included and reflected in the pricing. It's not an additional fee. So you mean to tell me that, let's say I book a location 5 days, right? And I'm paying your $75 monthly fee just so that you can host your business on the site. Now, the next people come 3 days later and they stay a week, right? They stay there 5 days and they paid another $75. That is literally highway robbery. And I really want y'all to trip over some rocks. Like, I want you to go and play in traffic. If you are one of those Airbnb hosts that does that, because it literally infuriates me.
Millennials and Gen Z are abandoning Airbnb, Uber, Instacart, and Lyft. Why? Because their prices have exploded so much, they're just not deals anymore. Airbnb's average price rose by over 36% between 2019 and 2022. They're just not really any deals on Airbnb anymore. And let's face it, if you're traveling alone and you're a couple, would you rather an Airbnb or a hotel if they cost the exact same price?
Another thing that infuriates me about Airbnbs, I do not like this cleaning service fee. Because once again, when you stay at hotels, they don't charge you a cleaning service fee. That is again reflected in the pricing of the room. It's not a separate additional add-on. And then you charging me a cleaning fee and I still gotta do my own laundry, wash my own dishes, like sweep mop, like what are you doing? And what are the people that you're hiring doing? Because a lot of these people hire maid services. So what are the maids doing if I'm doing all of this before they come in? It does not make sense. And I think that it is literal theft. It is fraud, okay? And I don't like that. And it pisses me off every single time I book an Airbnb. And I see that. As somebody who does not have Airbnbs, I may be a little jaded when I say this, but I'm glad that the Airbnb business is tanking the way that it is, simply because a lot of y'all are abusing the gift that was presented to you. Stop adding all these extra fees and just reflect that in your pricing. And if people think that that is too much to book you, that's okay. But we need to talk about customer service, okay? Because I feel like the customer service industry, and I'm talking retail, like call center, I can't think of anything at the top of my head right now, but the customer service industry, period. It is in shambles. I personally work in the customer service industry. If you work in customer service, you should definitely get unlimited PTO. Not only should you get free PTO, okay, I'm gonna take it up a little step further. You need free therapy too. Unlimited therapy sessions, and I mean a therapist that you are able to pick out, not someone that is company backed and can share your information with your employer. Your therapist should be a safe space for you. Now, hear me out or eat me out, okay? I feel like you should get unlimited PTO because working in customer service, dealing with so many people, so many personalities, energies, if you will, that can be very draining on someone. I don't think that people are wired to work an 8-hour shift consecutively. You want me to be on for 8 hours? And then a lot of y'all is only given 30-minute lunches? That is a recipe for disaster. Humans are not robots, and they never will be. So I think that if you are going to demand such high standards to work in, then I think you need to, as a business, compensate your employees accordingly. And when you don't, I think you get the state of the job economy right now in America. Nobody gives a dang about their job. Nobody is, what do they call it now? Quiet quitting, where you just barely do enough to get your job done and then that's it. I totally get it. I mean, am I saying it's right or wrong? That's up to you to decide, not me. But I feel like I get where that sentiment can come from, because employees will tell you in a minute, you are replaceable. They will fire you instantly on the spot if they don't like you, and they will replace you the next day if they can. Whereas in order to get out of the situation, you gotta, not that you have to, keep that in mind, but it's advised that you put in a 2-week notice, maybe talk to your superiors to try to figure out how you guys can best coexist with one another and, keep the relationship alive, when that same courtesy, again, is not extended to you. So not only are most of you guys, employers that is, paying pennies on the dollar, but you're also requiring so much energy and time from your employees, and they don't even have a sense of respect or job security. I mean, can you really blame your employees for treating you the way that they do? This whole time, companies, corporations, and their capitalistic greed has been empowered. And I think it's time for that shift to occur where employees start standing up for themselves. It's not okay the way that you guys have been going around treating people. It's just not. I could have a biased opinion again, like I said, because I work in customer service, but it makes sense to me. What do you think? Y'all know I gotta add lip gloss at least once in my videos, right? Oh gosh. We gotta talk about this. We have to talk about this. Stop telling people that you don't see color. It's not the flex that you think it is. What do I mean by this? If you're a person of color, I probably don't have to explain this, but let me explain this to the percentage of people who are watching this video that do not understand what I mean by that. When you say that you do not see color, inadvertently, what you're saying, or at least what that person of color hears when you say it, That doesn't sound too good, right? You following me here? You may as well just say the quiet part out loud. The quiet part being,
I don't feel comfortable talking about race, and I'm not used to being uncomfortable, so like, can we change the subject?
that's what it sounds like to people of color when you say that. So stop saying that. Again, it's not the flex that you think it is. I found this Forbes article that was actually written about this. An interesting way to articulate what I'm trying to say here. So I'm just going to read it off my phone. A Black person will never say, I don't see color, because our race and culture are not the center of the universe, explains Shireen Daniels, author of the Anti-Racist Organization. She says, we do not have that privilege. And simply put, people of color don't have the privilege of not seeing color, because when you are literally walking, living, being in that state and you see how other people are treated differently than you, it is a survival skill for you to observe your surroundings so that you can move accordingly and be safe in your space. Does that make sense? I don't know, again, if I'm articulating this well, but y'all like to comment on stuff like this. So let's get the discussion popping on this below, because this really, really triggers me when I hear people say this. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is aesthetics. Okay, we need to talk about aesthetics because there is so much emphasis on aesthetics these days. And honestly, it's kind of concerning because I feel like nobody has a personality anymore. Everybody's trying to look like what's trending or what's popular, and people have lost their sense of identity in the process, and that's a little bit concerning. It's like every time you turn around, there's, oh, I am cosplaying a trad wife, Nara Smith. I am, cold girl aesthetic. Oh, or this is e-girl aesthetic. Then the next week, that same person who was an e-girl is now a mob wife. Like, what? I don't understand. Like, when did we lose our sense of identity? I actually do know when we lost our sense of identity. It was when Instagram let Android users use the app. I said what I said. Just two worlds started to combine, and then it was like you really felt like you were connected to everyone. I think that was the turning point for social media. I think people really started to dive a lot deeper into the social media space and created what it is today. Speaking of trad wives, though, why is there so much drama in the trad wife community? You would think that a group of people who do nothing but keep to themselves, take care of their husband and mind their business, allegedly, would not have so much drama. But honey, y'all seen the tea on Ballerina Farm? And then the whole Nara Smith thing? Oh my gosh. I will keep my modern ways to myself. We gotta talk about fragrance because y'all know, well, if you don't know, I am a fragrance stan, love fragrance. But we gotta talk about how Americans have ruined the world of fragrance here in the States. I am so tired of when I'm at work and people come in, they want to smell, new fragrances, or they want to know, what would I recommend? And then when you recommend something that suits their vibe and their lifestyle, they're like, oh, I don't want that. Like, people get so hung up on like names. For example, I will literally have people tell me when I show them, they'll say, oh, it smells so good. What is that? And then I'll tell them it's Coach. And then they'll be like, oh, no, I don't do Coach. Girl, it's about what you smell like, not about the name. Y'all are so hell-bent on trying to appease and look a certain way and keep up with your aesthetic that it is literally draining me, okay?
It's okay.
It's not okay, though. It's not.
I am so sick and tired of it. Who cares who makes the brand of the fragrance? I don't care if the fragrance comes from freaking Amazon, okay? If it smells good, it lasts good, it has good ingredients in it, I'm gonna wear it. Chances are I'm probably gonna layer that fragrance anyway, so it's not that serious. You saying that you don't wear eau de toilettes because you only wear parfums, toilettes, they're alcohol based. Literally every fragrance has alcohol in it. It has to have alcohol in it in order to preserve it. So you saying that shows me that you aren't even educated on the world of fragrance. You're just regurgitating information that you probably heard on TikTok.
You don't taste that? That's in your mouth? You gotta taste it, because I smell it as soon as you approach me.
So yeah, just because you buy a parfum doesn't mean that it's better than an eau de toilette. Every fragrance has its time and its place. Actually, in Europe, they don't mind layering fragrances. It's only when you come over here in America that they want you to smell them before you see them. It's weird. I don't get it. My last and final unpopular opinion is that there's nothing wrong with your popcorn ceilings or your white refrigerator. Let me say that again. There is nothing wrong with your popcorn ceilings and your white refrigerator. I am so tired of people trying to shame other people for literally existing and living and thriving in this economy. If you have found a place that you can call home and it is well within your budget and do everything else that you need to do as an adult, then kudos to you. There's nothing wrong with you having a white refrigerator and some popcorn ceilings. So sick and tired of people trying to shame others for simply just existing. This economy is quite literally trash. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10. Maybe that person having that white refrigerator and those popcorn ceilings means that they're not house poor and can actually afford their lifestyle as well as go on vacations and enjoy their life, not just live to work. You know, a lot of y'all are in those luxury high-rise apartments and y'all ain't got anything to show for it. Y'all be in these luxury high-rise apartments and literally only got a couch and a bed and a shower curtain. Like, be so for real. I know, because a guy once tried to woo me over. Let me tell you, this man had 2 vehicles. Okay, I'm used to dating affluent men, so that stuff doesn't really impress me. I actually think that is just like the standard. That's just me. Okay, what works for you, right? My guy, you was talking all this stuff about being, you know, downtown in the high-rise building. I got the cars, I got money, flossing, talking about, oh, I can take care of you, which I take care of myself. I mean, if you want to help, that's on you, you know, but I'm gonna take care of me regardless. I get to his home, y'all, I kid you not, this man only had a bed, a shower curtain, and a couch. No forks, no knives, no plates, no bowls, no pots, no pans. He had a bed, a couch, and a shower curtain. That is it. And you know, if that's your first apartment, like, you're 18, 20 something, whatever, cool. My guy was in his 40s though. So yeah, I'm good. It's not gonna fly with me. It may fly well with someone else, but it was not going to be me. I was not his girl, right? So yeah, like, a lot of y'all are house poor and it shows. Literally, it shows. How do you guys feel about this video? Are there any opinions in this video that I've given you that you agree with, or are there any that you disagree with? I would love to hear your thoughts down below in a comment. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you definitely a real one. And I mean, we basically go together at this point. So you might as well go ahead and subscribe if you have not. Like, making it all the way to the end of this video without subscribing, nasty work. Go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell as well so that you can be notified of my future videos. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye. I'm thinking of the second. I got the best BBL in history. What is my favorite Drake song? I don't know, but I'm about to go outside and I'm going to listen to Take Care because that's Drake's best album. Fight your mama, not me.